You can do it however you want, but something like, "Hi, my name is Stretch, and I'm drinking whatever you're drinking."
All right. Hi, my name is Stretch, and today today I am drinking some ice cold water. Right now, I'm on this journey of trying to lower my sugar intake. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm not
I
saying
need to be on that journey too.
yeah, right.
Don't look over there.
I'm going to engage, bro.
You don't
like,
have to.
When in
You don't have
Rome, when in Rome, when in
That
Korea.
is hilarious. That is hilarious.
But yeah, water, man. I work out every day, so
Yep.
water is very important. Staying hydrated is important, and I do take pre-workout, which is full of sugar.
Sure.
So
That's the sugar intake generally.
generally,
Yeah.
right now,
Sure.
but I have an addiction to sweets. I
Okay.
have addiction to sugar, so
I also have that. I don't know how often I've said it out loud, but
Yeah.
that is definitely what it is.
yeah. And I'm about to be 50, so
Okay.
I'm about to be 50, and I want to do this journey where the day I turn 50, I want my body to look the best that it has in years.
Okay.
So that's just really what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it. Have you always been a water guy, or did that start
No,
when
I'm-
the fitness journey started?
No,
Just like in general, is like water been like a go-to beverage of choice for you?
water is not a go-to beverage. I love juice.
Juice.
I love
okay.
juice. Apple juice, grape juice, orange juice.
Okay.
Those are my go-tos.
Gotcha.
But water has always been there because my fitness journey has been for years. So like I've
Sure.
never not been. Well, I mean, I guess I slowed down for a bit in my life, but I've always been athletic.
Sure.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
water's always been important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do juices on particular days, or is it
No.
like whatever juice is available to
Nah,
me?
bro.
I
Like
wanna drink it?
so to me in my house, orange juice is what everybody would consider like the go-to.
Orange juice.
I gotta have orange juice all the
Okay.
time. I'll drink a half a gallon a day.
That's the number one.
That's-
Orange juice.
That's number one.
What brand of orange juice?
Tropicana.
Tropicana. Okay. All right.
Tropicana,
Pulp or no pulp or
No,
medium pulp?
no pulp.
No pulp.
I like no pulp.
Free. Okay.
I'll go light pulp,
Yeah.
but no pulp is my favorite. I used to drink that Simply stuff,
Okay.
but I've heard that they put formaldehyde in it. So,
really
Yeah, so I don't.
interesting.
I stopped. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm a Tropicana guy too.
I'm a Tropicana guy. It's good.
Yeah. There's a brand at Needler's that I get that is like, I think it's like a local or something.
Yep.
I don't remember. I can't think of the name now, but I do like their orange juice.
You
I
know,
think it's pretty good.
Costco has
Okay.
probably the best tasting orange juice.
We're not a
It's-
Costco family, but we need
Uh,
trying to get on it. We're
yeah,
trying to get on
Costco's
that
it,
level.
bro. Costco's it. they're it a lot in a lot of ways.
Well,
you
they
know
have
what
a
I
lot
mean?
of stuff in there, right?
They have a lot of stuff.
It's like it's like a everything one-stop shop.
and they're on the right side politically.
Okay, that's always good.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
'cause
Like-
they
like you'll
maintain
be-
DEI stuff.
Yeah,
and,
you'll be supporting someone that is like-minded. So
yes,
that's important to me too.
yes.
But
Do you have a local like handyman or like place that you get supplies from?
so I don't. You do know that I worked at Menards for a long time.
I do know that.
You
I do know that.
Okay, so Menards was my go-to. Their politics horrible.
Okay, bad
But-
politics of Menards.
Bad politics, but it was home for me for a long time. You know what I mean?
That's
So
where you met Jo.
this is where I met John and Pete from the podcast.
yep,
both
yep.
both of them. Shout out Follow the Money team, my boys.
Shout out the boys.
So Menards was my go-to for
Duh,
tools,
Patrick. Sure.
home.
Did you get? So are you stocked up on all of that? Do you really
Yeah,
even
bro.
need any of that now?
Well, so I'm not a tool guy. I'm not
Okay.
a handy guy.
Sure.
But yes, I got a lot of great deals. I used
Okay.
to take care of people all the time. Like when we get like clearance stuff,
Yeah.
bro, it was on.
You saved
And-
big money.
Saved big money at Menards. I did. I did. But no, I don't know any
Okay.
the tool thing, the home what's it called? Home
Home
no.
Or no?
Like when you're doing home repairs, like
Oh yeah,
just
yeah. Home maintenance.
the home maintenance
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah, yeah.
like
I'm trying to get better at it.
I need to get better.
I'm not good at it.
I always got a guy.
Sure.
I
Sure,
have
sure,
I
sure.
have somebody for everything, so it's
Okay.
easy for me to call people and say I have this problem, and I'd much rather pay somebody to do it and have it professionally done
Yeah.
than to me to DIY it and it look like shit or
Sure.
turn out not perfect.
Sure.
You know,
I feel that.
people work hard to do things the right way,
Right.
and we want to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
But I like everything done the right way.
The first time too,
The
right?
first time, like
Yeah.
even when I started the podcast,
Sure.
you know, I wanted to have my first episode sound like a professionally done
Sure.
one. So I did a lot of work before I got there.
Totally.
You know, and that's
Yeah.
kind of like how I do everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
want everything to look like it's done right
Yeah.
and sound right.
But you put it in that work to do it. Are you so I'm the same way. Like when I started the podcast, like working with John, working with Mike, that was a let's try it out. I just want to see what it would look like to film a podcast in person. And then I'm like, oh, you guys are really good at what you do.
Right.
Let me just pay you to do that.
Right.
And so I don't have to do that.
Right.
And I'm like, should I have spent the time to do the thing? There are things that I spend time doing, but I also am sometimes like, okay, maybe did I over-invest or over-index myself on working with and didn't do enough of the groundwork myself? But because you know so many people who already are the expert at the thing you might need, like that would be my go-to. I like to support people in that way.
Yep.
And I like to also have the thing done now and correctly.
Yeah, right.
I don't have to that's a anxiety relief for me to know that. I don't know. You just said you worked on the podcast, so obviously you're like, if there's something I want to do, I'm going to spend the time to become the quote unquote expert at it.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Well, I think this. I think I'll use the podcast as my muse. So when I started the podcast, I hadn't even listened to podcasts.
Right.
So I had to start listening to podcasts and seeing what it was that I wanted to be like. And I decided that I wanted it to sound like Joe Rogan and look similar to that in some way. Who wouldn't though, right?
Sure. I mean, it's the top podcast in the world.
Back then and now, you know.
Yeah.
So when it comes to doing the podcast, I think what happens is when you figure out what you want to do and you're going to do it all the time, you hire people that are going to help you get to that level, right?
Right.
But at some point, those people start to understand that, you know, they have a job and they're good at it. So they're going to want to be able to make a living off what they do well.
Right.
Okay. And then me as well, us as well.
Totally.
So I need to learn at that point how to do what they do. I'm not saying that I'm going to learn it to the level of how they do it, but I have to somehow learn how to be self-sustainable because this game is not something that is easy to maintain on our own. You understand?
It's hard. Yeah.
It's very hard.
That's why I'm doing something like this. It's easy to do this.
Yeah.
Well, I won't say easy, but it's
again,
it's easier.
It's easier.
Having worked with now John, especially because this is an audio only show, like I feel even more confident than I have in 2 years of not doing audio stuff to be able to do it now on this level and not overburden him with something that, you know, maybe wouldn't be worth his time at the moment.
Right.
But he's helped me get to a point where I can now do that thing.
And you got to have people like that.
Yeah.
Because that information is invaluable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that I've been blessed in a way that a lot of people haven't in this game because I have a team built around me that believes in what my mission is, right?
Yep.
So I'm blessed in that way because they are an extension of me. You understand? Like, I'm not reaching out to these people and saying, hey, I need to do this. You know, what would it look like? I tell them what I'm thinking or they say what they want and we just go and do it together. Yeah. So that's a blessing. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't have that.
Well, and I think the benefit too is that you started it with people you had built relationships with previously.
Mm-hmm.
Like you knew these guys and it's not like you were just like, hey, some random like me, just like, oh, you guys did really good. Let me like hire you now to do this. And then
Right.
we'll develop that. And
Yep.
we're like kind of building together at the same time. Like you guys built a whole relationship
Yep.
well before being like, oh, okay. Or you've been like, I have this idea,
Yep.
can you help me
Yep.
do this?
Yep. And so I don't know if you know this, or I don't know if your audience knows this, but the way that my podcast team even formed, like we
Yeah.
formed like Voltron.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was at a studio that John was working at. John was not a part of the team.
Right.
Pete wasn't a part of the team. But I started recording at Roundtable, and Jo asked me how he can be down. He was just like, I just want to help you with this. Like if you need something, I don't know what it is, but how can I help you? This is like after my second recording or something like that. But he's the one that introduced me to Roundtable.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hell yeah, bro. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
so please. And then I would say 4 or 5 episodes later, Pete hit me up and he's just like, man, I'm loving this. How can I help? I want to help. And Pete is the kind of person that is so connected, like emotionally to people. Like he always wants to help. And like what he does with the team is he's our outreach guy anyway. So he's always looking for charities and things for us to be involved with. And he just inserted himself in a way and gave himself to me in that early stages of the podcast where I was just like, Pete, hell yeah, like let's roll, bro.
Yeah.
And we never looked back, bro. Like that was how we started, and we're here today. The same 3 people that started this shit. Like it's crazy.
It's fire.
Yeah.
Well, again, I think it just speaks to like this relationship that you form. So I did want to ask you this question. I don't know that we talked about this when I had you on Conversation Piece, but I feel like you kind of talk not around it, but like you talk about it without talking about it specifically. But I'm wondering what makes somebody a good friend?
Ooh, that's that's one of the most awesome questions I've ever heard. And if I was going to answer that question, I would say what makes a good friend is the ability to be your authentic self without question. Around that person. Nothing else. If you feel comfortable being completely honest and vulnerable around a person, that's a friend.
Okay.
And the term friend is thrown around.
Sure. I was going to ask you that. What was going to be one of my follow-ups is like, what does it even mean to be a friend? Like, how do you define friend?
Yeah, a friend, like, to me, it's a very general term.
Sure.
But when you dive into it, I think a friend is someone that you choose to give your time, patience, energy to. That's a friend.
Yeah.
But then you have acquaintances.
Right.
You have encounters, and you have people that you connect with, and these are all people who have something. But a true friend has everything that all those people have.
Sure.
Like whatever you give all those people, you give your friend more.
Yeah.
I think that's how I feel about it.
Would you consider all those things on the spectrum of friendship, or are they like, is acquaintance a different thing than a friend?
Relationships.
Okay.
I think
spectrum of relationships.
I think they're all relationships.
Okay.
I think friendships involve a little more intimacy somehow.
Sure. So I agree. I definitely agree that a good friend to me is somebody that you can just unabashedly be yourself around.
Yes.
And it's not transactional. Like they have all the things,
right?
But there's no expectation of this is for me, this is for you type of situation.
Right.
Is there a amount of time that it takes for someone to go from like I just met you to like now we're friends? Like, is it can it be instant? Does it take like we hung out 3 times?
Right.
Is it like we texted 7 times?
Right,
like what is that? Does that? I feel like it's probably subjective to the person.
It has to be.
It's like I'm like
well,
people. I'm like you have to make the 3 hangout threshold. If I see you 3 times and then like okay, that's my friend.
Right.
But then I'm also like you said, I don't want to bandy it about just willy nilly.
Right. You don't want to, and I think that it's all subjective.
Sure.
The definition is subjective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The criteria is subjective.
Totally.
So growing as a human being, becoming more mature, I start to understand that even my definitions of things and how I define anything in my life is subjective.
Sure.
And I have to accept things for what they are.
Yeah.
And I have to adjust accordingly.
Right.
I think that myself being a good friend to someone means that I am able to grow with them and learn from them and be different in times that I need to be different.
Yeah.
Because I think staying in the same place doesn't make me a better person. So how is it going to make me a better friend if I stay in the same mindset? You know what I'm saying? So when I have friends with me and we're having conversations and they say some things that might be kind of different or out of bounds seeming to me,
yeah.
I now take a step back and listen and understand their perspective more, and then it might make me feel differently about what they're saying or how they feel about this, and I think that when I do that, I hear better. I hear better because I'm not clouding it with my own perception of something.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can hear other people, that own voice.
Yeah.
Maybe not even your own voice, but the voice that lives
it's
in
this
here.
weird thing. It's this weird thing that I can do now where I can go into, like, you're interviewing me and I can see you interviewing me from you.
Are you in my head right now?
Pause.
Are you inside me right now?
Pause. Hello, pause. But yes, I'm inside you, back.
He is inside my brain.
That's
folks.
crazy.
We've melded together and formed into one Voltron style.
Oh, shit.
How many good friends do you think you have?
Shit, Patrick. Enough, man.
Enough. Ooh,
enough.
okay. That's a good answer.
But I always have. But
that's
I'm
a politician's answer.
Yeah,
I know you just
because
talked to a politician
I
recently.
cannot name all my good friends.
Ooh, sure.
And
okay.
I cannot.
All right.
I cannot. And I wouldn't even, if you asked me to name my best friends, I couldn't.
Sure.
I wouldn't do that. Because,
okay. No, you're not gonna name them.
No.
Not that you can't name them all. You're just not gonna.
I can name.
Yeah. No. Okay. Okay.
Name,
I thought you were just saying like I have so many good friends I can't even name them all.
Yeah.
I miss her.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. I can name every one of my good friends.
Yeah.
I can.
I believe it.
I don't have the time. Is what I'm saying. I have that many, and I don't want to leave anybody out. And this is a podcast that isn't 4 hours long.
Sure.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So my good friends know who they are.
Yeah.
I don't have to say who they are.
Yeah.
They know who they are.
Yeah.
And people who are climbing on my list also know who they are. You being one of them. You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
You're absolutely a great friend to me. And we don't have to spend time together. We don't have to talk every day, but you know what it is when we're together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the criteria is met without having a bullet presentation about what you need to do and
totally.
Be. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's like what authentic relationship should probably look like.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't expect that we've had multiple of these types of conversations.
Yep.
Or even that we've had conversations outside of stuff where we're just standing there talking and chopping it up.
Yep.
To then be like, walk around and be like, oh yeah, I'm Stretch's like good friend. Like
right.
I think it's presumptuous.
Right.
To think that.
Yep.
And I do like the idea of just like not having to name because people should just already know.
They should know who they are.
If you don't know, then you're probably right. There's probably trust that feeling.
That is very valid. If I said right now, all my good friends, I'm shouting you out right now.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking to.
Right.
If you question if I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Is he talking about me?
Probably not you.
Is Stretch talking about me?
It's probably not you if you're are we good friends?
Yeah.
That's a very simple test.
Yeah.
Am I talking to you? Yeah, you know if I am or
you
not.
would know.
Yeah.
You would know.
Yeah.
All right. You talked about at the beginning of this, we were talking about water and you're talking about your fitness journey.
Yeah.
You're about to be 50, you said?
I am about to be 50.
Coming up on 50.
Yeah.
And at 50, your goal is to look the best you've ever, or
That's
feel the best you've
I
ever
want to
felt.
feel and look the
Okay.
best that I
All
have
right.
in years. I don't know, but I just want
Sure.
to look great.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Feel great. Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
goal.
yeah, yeah.
All right. So this question, I was just listening to another podcast
Yep.
earlier today, and this question was on here, so I'm going to ask you this question.
Okay.
If you were immortal, what age would you choose to stop aging at,
Yep.
and why?
I would have stopped aging at the age of 40.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would have
All right.
stopped. I like 40.
Why 40?
Because I feel like 40 is an age where you're wise enough to not be too young, but you're young enough to not be considered old.
Sure.
You know, and I felt like I was my best. I was at my best point in life before a lot of things happened. Like, I think that if I had have started this journey that I'm on in the community and being more vocal when I was 40, that I would have been more unstoppable than I am now.
Ooh, okay.
I think I started my journey 5 years too late.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Too late?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But only because I had inserted myself in a situation where I wasn't allowing myself to be the best version of myself. And I needed things to happen for me to realize it. And it was just it was just too late. It was just too late. So if I had to pick the best possible physical, mental, emotional strength it would be 40 years old.
Sure.
If I could pause myself at the age of 45, 46, yes, I was super happy. And right now, I am living in my best version of myself.
Yeah.
So I could be 49
Yeah.
and be great. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I've accomplished more in my life now in these last 5 years than I have ever. So yeah.
I resonate with that a lot because I feel the same.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like my life is a timing thing, and I think it's interesting to hear. I think I asked like too late because I think I have thought similarly in the sense that when I started this journey 5 years ago, I felt like I was 20 going into college. Like, especially like when I really started to connect with other people, even though it was all online, that's what it felt like.
Yep.
And the reality is I was 30 getting married and I have a kid. Like, the reality did not match the way I felt inside of my brain.
Yep.
And so it's been like an interesting thing to reckon with, this idea of like too late, or like, did I do it? Like, is this the way it was supposed to happen? And I feel like, at least for me, I would say that it happened. It had to have happened that way.
Yep.
Because the other way I think about my life is like, if I were not to have been adopted, then my life would be completely different. I wouldn't be sitting here with you probably.
Right.
Like, maybe.
Maybe
you came to Korea for some reason, and we connected in Korea, and we're having a chat over there.
Right.
But like, I think that's been the really interesting thing, is like, well, it would be so different. So I don't know if I have a question. I just think that, like, I think it happened at maybe the right time. Do you think? Or do you still wish that you could, like, if you could go back, would you be like, I would change it so that I would have started?
I don't believe in changing any of my journey.
Okay.
I don't believe in that.
Gotcha.
I think I needed everything that happened to me and every experience, every interaction to happen for us to be here today.
Yes. I feel the same
You
way
understand?
about
Like,
myself.
So I don't want to change anything, but if I could freeze a moment and then start from that version of me, then I would pick that year. I would pick 40.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I just think that at 40, I lived a lot of life and I hadn't experienced a lot of life. So that was a great age for me to start anew, you know, and start a new chapter and a new version of myself.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this.
Yep.
You're at that moment in time.
Yep.
It's now diverging.
Yep.
What would be different about the world if you were to have started your journey at that time, and now you have the extra however many years that you have now? What would be not necessarily different about yourself? What would be different about the world in the last however many years that is? Like, do we have flying cars? Do we have are there robots that live in all of
Well,
our houses, even though there kind of are already?
yeah, right. You know, I think okay, so I've been told someone I really care about told me that I'm a very simple person, right?
Okay.
So even my journey, I believe, is simple in that way where
Sure.
I want to affect an individual and hopefully that individual affects someone else positively, of course.
Sure.
So how the world
Mm.
looks different depends on how many people I have touched and affected
Mm.
positively,
Okay.
personally, in that way. So I would say that my community would be better,
Sure.
and in turn, my community would affect the surrounding communities, and
Yeah.
then that kind of butterfly effect where it starts to affect the city affects the state affects the country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I like it.
Right.
Would you be potentially running for city council or for a seat on the state senate
I am
or in
not
the house?
I'm a very political thinker. I'm a very socially involved person,
Yep.
but I am not a politician.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not hardly a politician, and no dreams of being a politician.
Sure.
Um,
Man of the people,
an
but in a
activist,
different way.
completely. You know,
Sure.
people growing up like always had these dreams of being athletes and being movie stars and rappers, and I always wanted to be Stokely Carmichael. Like I
Okay.
always wanted to be
Sure.
Malcolm X. I
Yeah.
was tall and athletic, so I became a basketball player, and I used that to get the things that I wanted. But I never was passionate about it.
Sure.
Ever.
Never passionate about basketball.
Never.
Just played it because
Just
it was the
played it
thing to
because I
do.
was good, and
Sure.
it got me places, and it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
But I wasn't passionate about it. I'm telling you, I'd much rather watch Fred Hampton speak than highlights of Michael Jordan.
Okay.
I get goosebumps.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
always did because of how I was raised and
Sure.
where I come from and the household that I lived in. Liberation was always our thing. My dad and mom, you know, always uplifted me and my sister and all my family members. So
Yeah.
that was me growing up.
Yeah.
Always wanting to be Malcolm X or Martin Luther King.
Okay.
They were way more powerful to me than an athlete or a rapper or TV star or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like you are inside me because I feel like you know you're setting me up for what I was gonna ask. So I just got done listening to I also listened to Follow D Money podcast today. You had an episode come out with Jennifer Magley.
Yeah. Great woman.
Great woman. And she asked you a question about whether you would stay in Indy or move to LA or something.
Yeah.
And so I can't remember exactly how the thing went. I might have to pull that clip and add it in here for the context. Do you remember what the
I remember
So I'm going to ask you kind of the flip of the question.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to ask you the flip of the question and then Okay, so I wanted to ask you, what would it take for you to stay in Indy if you had all of the money? Because you said that the only thing keeping you from LA was
not having all the money.
Not having all the money.
Right.
And you also said that your family was there.
Yes.
So now that you just said about how you were raised and like that connection with your family,
Yep.
that makes a lot more sense.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, it's even more difficult, I think, to keep you here.
Yeah.
What would Indy have to do? What would Indy need to keep you here if you had all the money? Would it be your fam?
I will tell you that I think that Indianapolis is already doing what it takes to keep me here.
Sure.
Okay. Discovering the real culture and art of Indianapolis is what I needed to feel like I was able to contribute to this city.
Sure.
I needed something here that I could contribute to.
Okay.
For it to feel like home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So once I got into the art and creative community of Indianapolis, I started to see where I fit in.
Sure.
You know, and that's what I would need to keep me here, is to feel like I was viable. To feel like I was something that mattered to the city affecting change positively
Okay.
in the city. And once I feel that, then the need to want to not be here goes away.
Sure.
Because now I have roots. I'm putting my foot in, and I'm making a way for even my children
Right.
to have a say in what's going on, because I want to do what he was doing.
Yeah.
I want to follow in the footsteps of Dad and put this city on the map. Show the city that Nap got what everybody else has.
Yeah.
So I think that's really one of the big things I had B Swift on, and he talked about everything that he does, and like why he does it is because he wants his daughter to be able to go somewhere and they be like, oh, you B Swift daughter. Like you good.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that I want. I want my children to see me putting in the work, so that not only do they want to put in the work, but the community wants to help them put in the work after me.
Okay.
So legacy is very important.
Yeah.
So once I know that I can build a legacy for my children, then why would I want to leave? I want to see them live in that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So I resonate with that a lot. I also doubt and question every single moment of my life whether what I'm doing has any impact at all.
Yeah, same.
Do you feel, I think what I heard you say is that that's not viable yet. Do you feel like you're a viable asset to the city right now? I feel like you are, but I feel like what I heard you say is like it's not yet, because you would, if somebody dropped that check in the old bank account, I think Stretch might be hopping on the first Southwest flight to LA to go hang out with the fam. And Indy is one Stretch lesser after that. So I'm just like, because I feel like, and I'm saying this, I'm asking because I'm gonna hype you up if you give me the answer I don't want.
Right,
So,
right.
But I am curious, like, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like you are a viable quantity here?
Yeah, I'll say this. I'll say that my relationship with the community of Indianapolis is one of me window shopping. So I feel like
okay.
the store, I see the store, and I want to go in and I want to shop, but I don't work there.
Sure.
I don't work there. I still feel like I'm shopping. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm not ready to go because I haven't become an employee. I think that I put in the work, but I don't think that I have been accepted in a way that I'm an employee of.
Yeah, like you're still on contract. Yeah. They haven't offered you the salary full-time.
Yeah. I'm not a full-time team member.
Huh.
And I'm like a volunteer. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I think that's how I feel. But that's not bad. That's not bad. It's just that I recognize that the city really accepts hometown loyalty. You know what I mean? And they are comfortable with what they are comfortable with. And you know, and having roots here is important.
Sure.
In Indianapolis, being from Indianapolis is important when you want to do stuff.
Yeah.
I figured it out, and that's fine. It doesn't stop me from working.
Sure.
But I just think that continuing to work helps me build the reputation that they are looking for in what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you would need whatever you felt like was the invitation to be the employee to stay?
Yeah, and I don't know what that is.
Sure.
I don't know what that is, but I think that when it happens, I'll know.
Yeah.
I think, and to be clear,
mayor,
nope,
governor.
To be clear, it's the relationships that I have built that validate me in a way that makes it easy to keep going. I have relationships with people in this city that I look up to. And I have very deep connections with people in the city that I look up to.
Yeah.
So it's not the fact that I don't feel validated to do what I'm doing. I just don't feel like I'm fully a part yet.
Sure. Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, I have so many people that I respect and have worked with and heard positive affirmations from, yourself included. But still there's something missing when I'm out. You know what I mean? Like just a feeling, and
Okay.
I haven't felt it, so
I get that. I don't know that I could describe what the
yeah,
feeling
I
is.
really can't describe
Yeah,
it, but when I am fully accepted, I think I'll know.
sure.
Yeah.
Um, what's a word you really like right now?
What's a word I really like right now? Indignation.
Indignation?
Yeah.
I'm not
You
even gonna act like I feel like I know what the definition is, but I
so
want you to tell me what it means.
indignation is like a deep rooted hatred for something,
Oh,
or it comes from something, and I think that people don't understand like the power in that.
okay. Are you
Politically
feeling
indignation.
indignation or
Indignation for me, like my indignation is more in the sense of being a black man and everything that has happened to our community and how we feel about, for lack of better words, the white community. So indignation is just our feeling towards that. So when we express hatred towards these things, it's not just an ignorant, blind hate.
right?
It's deep rooted.
Yeah, it's
It's
coming from
very,
somewhere
yeah,
for sure.
it's coming from things, and it's, I mean, this spans over all kinds of cultures, religions, and things like that. And I think that people do not really take the time to understand where people's feelings for anything come from,
Sure.
and they don't accept the responsibility for their own ancestors and their lives in that work.
Yeah. Yep.
So for me, I can sit with people who voted for Donald Trump 3 times and be cordial, but I'm not going to work with you in a way that's going to support anything you do or I'm doing, because you are telling me that you are not exactly feeling the way I need you to feel about
Right.
people who are not me.
Well, you're not even like listening to what I'm saying
Yeah.
in order to make me feel like
What
okay, we can get to that
why are
point.
we even here?
Right.
Is my real question.
Sure.
So and I don't have this, what they call it, Donald Trump
Oh,
derangement
the
syndrome.
TDS.
I
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
that, but by what somebody's definition, I could,
For sure. Well, if you're
because
critical of him, then you have it.
okay, then I have it.
Yeah.
So I
For
changed
sure.
my mind. I have it.
Yeah.
But I just feel like they make so light of the relationship that they make with this ideology that I can't understand it.
Yeah.
And if you can align yourself with an ideology so negative and evil, in my opinion, then how are we sitting down doing things so regular together? I
Mm.
don't align myself with that ideology.
Yeah.
I don't align myself with it
No.
anymore. I used to, because I was trying to understand things and understand other people's perspectives. But
Sure.
once I started to understand that it takes work to see other people's perspectives, I started to understand that they're not wanting to
They're
do
not
the
putting the
work.
work in.
They're not
Yeah.
willing to do the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't be the only one doing the work.
100%.
You know what I mean? We're in your world.
Yeah.
So come into ours and understand our perspective, and stop being so like indoctrinated.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's a huge problem. And yeah, I don't even know where we started that, and I didn't plan on going there, but
Yeah.
it's just hard for me.
Indignation.
Oh,
But righteous,
that was the
righteous
word. Yeah,
hatred.
so it
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
with that. Yeah, but look where it ended up.
No, but I mean, yeah,
You
for
know what I
sure.
mean? Like exactly
Yeah.
now I totally get why I'm here.
Yeah.
Indignation was the word you asked me what is on my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I'm talking about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It makes sense now, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
I started a daily show for this podcast, so I have episodes that go out Tuesday through
Oh,
Friday.
right.
Just short stuff where I'm talking about shit that's going on.
Yep.
And one of the things that I just talked about was how there was a naturalization ceremony that was happening in Indy
Dang.
for 100 people. Went through the whole legal process of getting their citizenship. All they had to do was take their oath of allegiance, and then they could walk out with their certificates.
Yep.
And ICE or DHS or whoever stopped 38 of them because they were like a week ago the Department of Homeland Security had listed like 30 countries that Trump does not like.
Wow.
And like Somalia, because he had just been talking shit about the Somalians.
Yeah.
Like that was on there. Cuba was on there. Afghanistan, like a bunch of countries on there. And so like 38 people now done the legal route to come here because one person, and by extension 10 other people, don't like stuff that's happening from in these countries.
Yeah.
Now everybody is punished.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's fucked up.
It's wild, bro.
But it's hard to sit across from someone who can hear all of that and say, yeah, but and come up with some sort of justification or excuse.
Yeah.
So,
but that's my thing now. So you have to protect your emotional health. You know, you have to protect it.
Yes.
And for me, I want to have conversations. I want to deep dive into people's perspective, but you have to understand when you need to share and be a part of something. And and you can't just sit there across from somebody who's not going to listen to you, who just wants you to understand what they're saying and be adamant about what they're saying is right.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a huge part of learning myself in this journey as well, is the fact that anytime right now in my life, anytime I have a conversation, it's not about me being right. I don't ever, literally, Patrick, I don't want to be right. I want to be able to express my perspective so that you understand it. And I want to learn yours so that I can grow from mine. Like I want to be able to use your perspective to enhance my perspective.
Yep.
And what I want out of this conversation is for you to change my mind so that if I'm learning something or I've been thinking something that is now odd to me because you've opened my eyes, I'm better now. I'm better because I've learned. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go into a conversation where you just want to make sure that they leave knowing how you feel and you didn't learn anything, so you just know everything.
Yep.
So the person that is always right knows everything.
Yep.
How are you always right? And what person doesn't want to grow and become better and learn more?
Yeah.
I don't want to be around that person.
Yeah.
So what I found recently is there are a certain group of people who are that.
Yeah.
And I don't have conversations with them.
Totally.
Because my time is precious. My words are precious. My thoughts are very precious. So if I'm telling you how I feel about something, I care about you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yep.
I had a serious response, I had a joke response, and I don't know that I'm going to do either of them. Maybe I'll get back to it. I got one more question for you probably before I kind of wrap it up with you, unless you're just trying to chop it up.
Good. I ain't doing shit.
What is the last thing that made you laugh? We've been laughing a lot in this conversation, but what's the last thing that really made you laugh?
Oh, man. So, I mean, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, I laugh about a lot of stuff.
I was going to say, you're a laugher. I'm a laugher. I recognize it in you.
Bro, it is important to laugh.
Yep.
I don't take a lot of things seriously, even though I take everything seriously.
Right.
Everything can be a joke to me. I'll find the humor in anything, in any moment. I mean, I just had.
You know, there's something hilarious in there that you're like, this is XXX rated. I don't know if I can say this.
I'm just gonna shout out my boy Q and just say that we shared a very, very hilarious moment on the phone, and and I have to say, it was just one of them ones where your stomach hurts. You know what I mean? Where you can't stop laughing.
Yes.
And I was trying to like still talk, but I was laughing into the phone so hard that like and I have moments like that with everybody. You know what I mean? And all my friends, I like to make sure that we can belly laugh together.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's how I know I'm a friend. That you're my friend. Is have you made me cry? From laughter.
Right. If we can just laugh for no reason about a moment that we shared, then I'm super cool with that. Like I need that from people, and I need it in serious moments. I need it in light moments. You know what I mean? I just need that because we living in tough times, you know what I mean? So
totally.
we gotta find reasons to connect on that humorous level.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the last comedian you've went and seen?
The last comedian I went and saw live was probably Corey Holcomb.
Okay.
Yeah, Corey Holcomb. Down, I was at he was at Helium, and I don't know if you've heard of
I'm
him.
not familiar, I don't think.
He's pretty funny.
Okay.
He's pretty funny. But I'm trying to get Jennifer Magley on a comedy stage.
I heard that on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm trying to
on
get
her
yeah,
360
yeah, I'm gonna reach
stages.
out. I'm gonna reach out to some people and see if we can get her.
Stretch the connector.
Yeah, yeah.
Stretching to make that connection.
Yeah.
All right, I got another one for you. What's a small habit
Yeah.
that makes your day better? Is there something that you do that
Journal.
you like to do?
Journal.
Okay.
Journal.
All right.
Right. Every day, bro.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you a tactile pen and paper writer or journaler, or
pen
do you
and paper? So pen and paper, and
Notes
I'm gonna let everybody know about my journal process. I have right now I have 4 journals.
Okay.
And
4
I don't
separate
write,
journals.
4 separate journals for 4 different reasons.
Okay.
I try to write in one every day.
Yep.
Depends on my mood, but I have a daily journal that I'll write what happened or in that day, the day before. I have a journal of my deep thoughts, which like if I'm feeling a certain type of way about something. I have my creative journal about things that I wish and want and how I would execute them. And then I have a journal that I write when I have a word, like let's say indignation.
Okay.
I'll write that word and then write about what I feel about that until I stop. Like I've written about a lot of words,
sure,
and I think that journal I want to publish.
Okay, the word one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing the 4 journal system?
So it started with one journal probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then it just built because I started to see that I wanted to write different stuff. So so the idea about putting different thoughts in different journals just allowed me to add to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I do that. But also like my routine. I work out every single day if possible. I journal, I do Duolingo, and then I do what everybody else does.
Yeah. Go to work.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
Live life, be a dad, Go to work, go to sleep, talk on the phone every once in a while.
For sure.
Yeah.
What's your Duolingo streak at now?
I think I'm at like 251, something like
Nice.
that. Yeah.
It did make me laugh when you talked about Pete's streak to conversion of learning of the actual language.
He's like 1,500 days. Pete, go to this Mexican restaurant to order some food. He'd be like, nah, no comprende.
That is hilarious. Anything else you want to chat about? Anything else that's on your mind? I've appreciated this conversation right here. Like this is the kind of podcasting I'm really trying to make happen on this show.
Yeah, man.
It's we just chap it up about whatever.
Yeah, and the only thing that I want to talk about is because every time I see you, and even when I think about you, I'm very appreciative of the work that you do and your presence in the community, and
I appreciate that.
you're very intentional, and we can all tell, right? I am very intentional about saying those things to people that matter to me, and a lot of people don't know, and I will send you a text and tell you that, I'll tell you in person, but it's important that we do that to give each other strength, right?
For sure.
So I just want to tell you that I'm very appreciative. I'm very proud as like a big brother about what you're doing, and I don't want you to stop, and I'm always here for you, and I'm just really enjoying this moment with you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say to that.
You don't have to say anything.
We were just somewhere the other night at a party, and somebody was telling me something, like paying me a compliment, and I must not have responded in the best way. And we got home, and Emily was like, you could have just accepted that compliment. And I was like, damn, did I not? I'm like, then what did I do?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get better about that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate this moment too. Again, I said it before about timing for sure.
Yeah.
But you have been definitely somebody that I've tried to, if not be inspired by, model how I show up in the community. Again, I said, like, I'm trying to incorporate more of how you do it into what I'm doing. just because I think you go about it in a way that I think is good for society. Even if you're at a point now where it's like, hey, white supremacist, I'm not going to be talking to you
Right.
because
Yeah.
you suck,
Yeah.
and because you won't talk to me and meet me where I need to be met
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
So,
But I will say, I will talk to a white supremacist.
sure.
I will.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
that's why I
As
had
a
it on.
matter of fact, let me take this moment to invite a white supremacist on my podcast.
Okay,
You know, so if you are listening to this and you disagree with me socially or politically, please come on my podcast and let's have a conversation. We will see how that conversation goes because I know how I am, but if you are willing to have that conversation and exchange perspectives and try to learn from each other, you are more than welcome on the Follow D Money podcast.
Okay, is that gonna be a clip?
Hey,
that would probably go viral.
It should be.
Okay, it might have to be. Well, I appreciate you extending that offer to people.
Absolutely.
Again, that's what I'm talking about. Modeling what it looks like to be a good human and try to lead from a place of empathy.
That's what's up, bro.
I appreciate you, dude.
I appreciate you.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you get out of here. And yeah, I don't really have an outro. I just kind of set the mics down and we're good. So,
boom.
That's your outro. The boom. Just it's so crazy. I didn't realize that. I love that dude. Stretch Thalley, aka Sketch. If you are a conversation piece listener as well, and you have been listening for that long, that's a little inside joke from our conversation from then. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about now. And I just wanted to say that if you do not or are not yet tapped in with the Follow D Money podcast or are not following his content on social media, please do. I'll link it down here in the show notes. But just a good, genuine dude, just trying to do his best out here and do the best for the people in his community, as I'm sure you hopefully interpreted from our conversation. I think it was pretty well evident and on display. But if it was not, I am just going to reaffirm it here. One thing I wanted to fact check real quick from our conversation after we got done, we at the top mentioned orange juice, and it was mentioned that Tropicana is made with formaldehyde. I looked into this after we got done chatting, and I did want to clarify that is not true. Tropicana, the drink, and specifically, I believe it's Nature's brand, Naked products. So Naked juice products are not made with formaldehyde. I discovered that this whole claim situation comes from 2017. Long story short, there was a lawsuit against PepsiCo, the parent company for Naked brands. And one of the reasons, well, really, the main reason that this lawsuit was brought forward was because of some misleading labels on certain Naked products, specifically around the ingredients listed. What I saw was the ingredients, more clear labeling was to be utilized and was utilized post this lawsuit. And so one of the ingredients that is now listed and is used for making these Naked brand juices is called calcium pantothenate. Calcium pantothenate. Calcium pantothenate. I'm gonna say, which can be used synthetically to produce formaldehyde. The ingredient calcium pantothenate can be used to synthetically create formaldehyde. It itself is not formaldehyde and is not a risk agent for poison or whatever the case might be. Should you ingest formaldehyde, that is
the claim that I wanted to clear up really quickly. And I wanted to bring that up because this is a thing that is coming up 5 years on from when it originally came about. And it's been proven to be false. But still today, 5 years on, people are talking about it as if it is true. So we're getting into that next week, next Monday on episode 8. Again, that's what Sarah Silcox, super excited about that conversation. The rest of this week, Tuesday through Friday, tune into the morning show. I appreciate everybody who tapped in with us last week. Lots of stuff happening with redistricting that we covered. We're going to be doing a little follow-up with that. There's other stuff happening in Indianapolis, especially as the holidays wind down or pick up. Holidays are occurring. So make sure you tune into the morning show. You can get that on Substack, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube right now. And again, next episode 8 with Sarah Silcox. You might know her from Connection Club Indie. And speaking of narratives, we talk a lot about that, specifically whether AI is taking over our lives. It's a really good conversation, just like this conversation I have with Stretch. So really excited to have you then. And until then, see you tomorrow.